Saint Gabriel prophesied, in the years of the Antichrist, people will wait for salvation from space, and that it will be the devil's greatest trick. In the years of the Antichrist, it says, people will wait for salvation from space, and this will be the devil's greatest trick. Humanity will seek help from the aliens, not knowing that they are actually demons. The elder Gabriel, for the Fool for Christ, lived between 1929 and 1995, full of grace and spiritual gifts, enjoyed great respect in Georgia. Bishops and abbots, abbesses, monks, priests, and laity gave testimonies about his holiness in a small book. The elder was uncompromising with every anti-Christian policy and practice. On May Day 1965, he burned a 12-meter portrait of Lenin that hung in the building of the Supreme Soviet in Tbilisi, Georgia. And let's remember, this is before the perestroika and the fall of communism. When asked by the investigators why he did it, he answered, "I did it because it's not possible to worship a person. There, in the place of Lenin's portrait, you must hang the image of the crucifixion of Christ. Why do you write glory to Lenin? You must write glory to the Lord Jesus Christ." After that, they locked him up in a psychiatric clinic where they diagnosed him with schizophrenia. And we quote below some of the elders' admonitions in his spiritual children about end times and the Antichrist. The elder taught, in the last times, in the end times, people will be saved by love, humility, and kindness. Kindness opens the gates of paradise. Humility leads into it, but love reveals God. All those who went to him for a blessing, he begged them, crying, "Do good, so that your goodness will save you." The earth half became hell. The Antichrist stands at the door and does not just knock on it, he rushes in. You will see the Antichrist. He will try to reign over the entire planet. There will be persecutions everywhere. Don't stay apart. Keep together, 10, 15 together, and help each other. In the end times, do not look to the sky. You may be misled by the false points that will be presented there, and you will be deceived and lost. They will put the Antichrist mark on their hands and foreheads. The various products cannot harm you. Even if they put the number of the Antichrist on them, this is still not the engraving. That is the seal of the Antichrist. You must say the Our Father, make the sign of your cross over your food, and they will be sanctified. In the years of the Antichrist, people will wait for salvation from space. This will be the devil's greatest trick. Humanity will seek help from the aliens, not knowing that they are actually demons. They asked the elder if one can steal food when one cannot buy it, cannot find it. And he replied this, "If you steal, you will break one of the 10 Commandments. He who acts thus, even thus receives the Antichrist. The faithful man must hope in God. The Lord in the last times will perform such miracles that a leaf from the tree will be enough for a month's food, for real. The faithful man will crucify the earth, and she will give him bread, make the sign of the cross over the earth, and she will give him bread." Now, if a girl loses her chastity, the betrothed against her will, she will remain a virgin before God. The same will happen with the engraving of the seal of the Antichrist. If they give the engraving against the man's will, it will not act upon him. In the gospel, it's written that everywhere there will be persecutions and sorrow for anyone who betrays the gospel. There will come a time when it will be necessary to leave for the mountains, just not one by one. Get away in groups to the mountains and forests. For faithful Christians, the greatest sorrow will be that they will flee to the forest, but the people close to them will accept the Antichrist mark. In the end times, the followers of the Antichrist will go to church and they will be baptized. They will preach about the gospel's commands, but don't believe them. They will not have the good works. Only by good works can one recognize the true Christians. And the source is from Theodrama and from a Christian Orthodox teaching, March 2012. And this I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.